Hey guys, it's Christina. Welcome back to my channel and this what I eat in a week type video. I just make these videos because I love to show you guys what I'm eating in hopes of providing some food inspiration for you all out there. This week's meals are pretty fun, I would say. If they did have to have a theme, it would be like decadent meals that aren't actually that decadent. I think you'll see what I'm talking about as the video goes on. But anyway, I would like to start off this video by saying I like eggplant a lot, and for some reason I don't buy it as often as I should, but I am currently on an eggplant kick, and for the first meal of the video, I am making some eggplant pasta, but specifically it's going to be a hummus sauce pasta with eggplant in it. So as you saw, I just sauteed some eggplant very simply with salt, pepper, and za'atar seasoning, and then I just put that off to the side while my pasta cooked and I made the hummus pasta sauce. So this hummus pasta sauce is going to have like a little bit of like an Alfredo vibe to it. It's going to be about 2 very large scoops of hummus, some olive oil, and then some almond milk that I'm just going to season pretty simply with salt, pepper, red pepper flakes, and some lemon juice. Let that come kind of to like a soft boil, and I'm also going to add in some vegan cheese. This is optional, I just had it, but it really does improve the texture as well as kind of take away some of that almond milk flavor. But if you don't have it, no worries. This sauce comes together pretty well even without the vegan cheese. And that's because there's going to be a bunch of nutritional yeast added in anyway, so that will be providing also a good amount of the cheesy flavor. But before I add the nutritional yeast, I have to add the pasta. And this is my favorite pasta hack, if you could call it a pasta hack. But I basically don't use a colander anymore, and I just strain my pasta directly into whatever sauce I am making that night. It's a win-win. I get to not wash a dish, and then I also get all that lovely starchy pasta water to help my sauces come together. But I just mixed in my bow ties with my sauce, and then there's that nutritional yeast I was talking about. Not gonna lie, I added a little bit too much nutritional yeast. It was an accident, but it still tasted very good. And then the star of the show is the eggplant at the end. And this was so tasty, and it felt very, very decadent, when in actual reality, it really, really wasn't. So then another night, I had this really cool idea. I'm actually very proud of myself for having this idea. I was like, I have a lot of farro, but I'm craving risotto. And I was like, well, what if I make risotto with the farro? Because farro is a pretty starchy grain, just like the arborio rice that risotto is traditionally made with. I was like, I think it could work, and I did some quick Googling, and I've seen other people have tried it before, so I decided I would shoot my shot with it. And spoiler alerts, it came out pretty tasty. But yeah, the method of making this is not very complicated at all, especially if you're familiar with making risotto. It's pretty much the exact same thing, but instead of the arborio rice, like I was talking about, I used some like quick cook farro. So the kind I had is the kind from Trader Joe's. It's the kind that cooks in like 10 minutes. I don't know how well this would work with farro that needs longer to cook than the Trader Joe's 10-minute one, but I'm a strong proponent of you can make anything work in the kitchen if you try hard enough. But yeah, I would say this came together in about 15 minutes with me just kind of adding in some vegetable broth to my farro mixture every time the farro had pretty much absorbed all the veggie broth. Again, very similar to how you would cook a real risotto. And then at the end, I added in some more vegan mozzarella just because I had it, as well as, once again, too much nutritional yeast. I don't know. I was just very heavy-handed with the nutritional yeast this week. I just bought a new bag, and every time I go to dump some in, a lot more comes out than I was prepared for. But then at the end, when the risotto was starting to get nice and thick and creamy, I added in a bunch of spinach, as well as some leftover asparagus and mushrooms that I had from another meal I had previously made that week. And this was super tasty and would have tasted just fine as is, or better than fine even, but I decided to be extra fancy and top it with some crispy chickpeas, vegan feta from Trader Joe's, and a little extra drizzle of olive oil. Again, it felt super decadent, but it really, again, once again, was just not. And I thought it was so cool. It actually like is a pretty cool entertaining meal because it looks fancy, but it's pretty easy and tastes delicious. Highly recommend. I will write out the instructions in the description below and link some other recipes if you're curious. So if I am remembering correctly, at this point in my week, I'm running a little low on fresh produce, and about all I have is a very tiny bag of frozen broccoli and some potatoes. And I thought, oh my God, how good would be, I can't talk, how good would a loaded baked potato with broccoli and a cheese sauce be? And at this point, I didn't have any vegan mozzarella left, but I did have some vegan cream cheese. So I made a little bechamel sauce using almond milk and a roux, which is flour and butter. And then I just added some vegan cream cheese to it and made that my cream sauce. I also, added a bunch of seasonings, nutritional yeast, garlic powder, onion powder, and some mustard and stuff like that. But then, I topped my baked potato with that broccoli, some onions and garlic, and then my very, makeshift cheese sauce, and just had a really, kind of, simple dinner that also just reminded me of the days where I used to work at Arby's, and my dinner used to be, a loaded cheddar broccoli baked potato, so it felt very nostalgic as well. And then on to the next meal already. I already warned you guys, I'm on an eggplant kick, so this is 2 out of 3 recipes that have eggplant in it. Tonight's dinner is an eggplant and zucchini pasta. It's going to be kind of similar to the hummus pasta, but also completely different at the same time. I started off very similarly to last time, just sauteing eggplant and zucchini. Next time I would do the zucchini a little bit before the eggplant, but because the eggplant cooked a lot faster, or I would cut the eggplant bigger. But then I basically made another hummus pasta sauce, but I didn't have as much hummus, so I also added some more almond milk as well as tomato paste because I was feeling a tomato sauce vibe. But yeah, it was a little bit thinner and not quite as creamy and rich as the last hummus pasta sauce, but it had just as much flavor. I added some rigatoni as well as my eggplant zucchini, some white beans for protein, and chowed down. And then, okay, don't get sick of me yet. We have one more eggplant dish. We're doing an eggplant, bok choy, and zucchini black bean sauce stir fry situation. This was a super simple dinner. I just sauteed all my veggies, and then I added some ground ginger, which is my favorite thing that I now own in my pantry because I hate grating ginger and I love getting to be lazy and use ground ginger. I also love the ginger paste as well, but I feel like sometimes it's a little overpriced. So yeah, I like the ground ginger as of now. Anyway, yeah, I just sauteed all those veggies I mentioned, made some rice on the side, and also had some crispy tofu going in the air fryer. And then I decided to try out this black bean sauce that I had picked up. If you're going to buy a black bean sauce and you eat plant-based like I do, just make sure you read the ingredients list. A lot of them have animal products in them, but you can also find a good amount that do not. So yeah, just read the ingredients list as always. But I added my black bean sauce to my veggies. Then I added my tofu, mixed it all in, added some more black bean sauce, some water to get it nice and saucy. I was a little, I had never bought this black bean sauce before, so I was a little worried about the sodium content and how salty it would all taste. I didn't use as much as I think I would have. Next time I'm gonna definitely add more and also some more water to get it super saucy. But other than that, this was such a tasty week of meals. I really hope you guys enjoyed. I love showing you these meals, and I'll see you again next time, my friends. Bye.